Hey guys, welcome back. How you doing? I hope you're doing really well. Now let's have a little chat. Just when you thought America could not get any more bonkers, they do this. And they called this Alligator Alcatraz. Right? So basically, America are building a prison which is set, from what I can gather, in the middle of the swamp in Florida, surrounded by alligators to stop anyone trying to escape. So let's, this is Fox News doing their little report, so let's have a listen and we'll go from there. All right, guys, as always, if you not already subscribed to my channel, please consider doing so. Also, hit that thumbs up. Hit the notification bell as well. Are you ready?
Normally on a Friday, the Everglades would be so quiet, but right now the hills are alive with the sound of construction. Joining us right now is Governor Ron DeSantis here in the great state of Florida. You came up with this idea in the last couple of weeks, right? For Alcatraz, or Alligator Alcatraz. Explain it.
Well, when you want to have deportation of illegal aliens, there's a process the DHS has to go through to vet, to process, and then to stage them for removal.
Right.
And, you know, we've got jails, and our sheriffs and police are working. The state of Florida is all in on President Trump's mission. And obviously you have ICE operations, but that's not enough. And so there needs to be more ability to intake, process, and then deport. So this answers that. This is going to be able to have more than 3,000 illegals can be processed through here. We've got a massive runway right behind us where any of the federal assets, if they want to fly these people back to their home country, they can do it one-stop shop.
So where will the migrants come from? And we should point out, we are, we're about 50 miles to the west of Miami, right?
More than that, I'd say. So we're in the heart. We're actually mostly in Collier. We're actually mostly in Collier County, to be honest with you. So
I was going to say we're in the middle of nowhere.
Dade Collier Airport. So this is an airport that we use for training, military. As you see, we're doing this on the existing footprint. But basically, I would say most of the illegals will likely be ones that are apprehended in Florida. You know, we've got across this country about 750,000 illegals that have already been ordered to be removed by an immigration judge. We've probably got 50,000 or more in Florida. And so we're going to have our hands full just with that. But I'll tell you, this is going to be a force multiplier, and we're really happy to be working with the federal government to satisfy President Trump's mandate.
None of this stuff was here, except for the runway, about a week ago.
Well, there was a couple buildings with the airport. This is a functioning airport. The media has erroneously tried to say it was defunct. It's not defunct. They do have flights. All those training flights will still be able to continue, no problem. But all the stuff that goes into intake and processing of illegals, you're seeing this put up. This is all 24 hours. 24 hours from now, you're going to see even more. And by Tuesday, this will be able to have intake of illegals.
And you've thought
by
of
Tuesday.
Everything. Okay, so there are four gigantic tents.
This video was only uploaded yesterday, so they're doing it in less than 5 days.
So let's come on over here, Governor. And people are thinking, okay, you're in the middle of the Everglades. It's hot. That would explain why you've got this bank of air conditioners here.
Yeah, so I mean, this is going to be, illegals will come in, they'll be processed. There'll be places for them to be housed. You'll have an ability for food. You'll have an ability for them to consult legal rights if they have that, because there is a process that's involved with this. So this is really everything. This is going to be a self-contained little area. And then, of course, you also have stuff for the staff that work here. So we've got laundry facilities, we've got showers, we've got, obviously, there you see the shower and bath facilities.
Yeah, right there.
Yep.
Where do you go to get a bunch of bathrooms like that?
Well, so this is being done by the Division of Emergency Management. So when we have a hurricane, like we would actually have people stage here for hurricane response normally anyways, but we have it when we have all the linemen come in to do the power.
So portaloos and porta showers, basically. So portable toilets, portable showers is what they're giving these people. Wow. Just, I'm not saying wow as in, oh, that's fantastic. I'm saying wow as in that's the bottom of the barrel bullshit.
we have to set up little areas for them. And so you have all this type of stuff. So this is not our first rodeo. The detainee illegal alien mission's a little bit different, and the deportations, but logistics, we know how to do that.
Right, and you know, for people thinking, okay, they're gonna put the migrants on this hot asphalt, it looks like you're building a subfloor, and in fact, some guys putting down the plywood.
Yeah,
right
no,
now.
look, this will be, I mean, there's not going to be anything that they're hurting for anything. There'll be AC, there'll be things that everybody needs. There's medical here. So it's being done right. It's being done by the book.
Well, you know, when you think of the imagery of Alcatraz, Alcatraz is surrounded by a bay. Here in the Everglades, we're surrounded by, you're actually surrounded by gators and pythons.
So this is as secure as it gets. I mean, if a criminal alien were to escape from here somehow, and I don't think they will, you've got nowhere to go. I mean, what are you going to do? Trudge through the swamp and dodge alligators on the way back to 50, 60 miles just to get to civilization? Not going to happen. So not only that is it secure, it also takes this deportation mission out of the hair of our local and state law enforcement. This has no impact on Florida residents because some of that stuff can have an impact on them if it's in more populated areas. And so logistically, this really answers the call. You don't, all you need is a little bus to move them, you know, about 2,000 feet that way, then get on a plane and they're gone.
Well, listen, the DHS must love this because they're hurting for facilities, and here you are helping the federal government out.
Yeah, well, I said at the very beginning when President Trump took office, you have to have state and locals on board. You got to be on the team if you want to get the deportation mission.
I can't see him saying anything else, so we'll leave it there. But what the hell, guys? I always say America's batshit bonkers anyway. This just proves it. A deportation holding facility, we'll call it that, yeah? Deportation holding facility surrounded by alligators, pythons, and everything else that the Florida Everglades or the swamps has got to offer. You've got no chance of escaping from there. I don't know. Let me know in the comments, guys. What do you guys think? Because to me, this is just weird. This is just unbelievable. The fact that they're going to this extent. You know, like for deportation. I never in a million years expected anything like this to happen. So I can only imagine what you guys in America must be thinking. You know, jeez. Well, it's definitely far out there, that's for sure. That is definitely for sure. Maybe we should do something like that over here. Because I'm in the UK, so we got a huge migrant problem. Ours come in on boats. So, yeah, why don't we do something like this? Alright, we haven't got alligators. What else could we surround them with that they wouldn't like? Threat of being in the military. How about that? That'd scare them off. Anyone that comes into the UK illegally, guess what? You've got to serve 5 years in the British Army. Watch them disappear. What do you think, guys? Let me know if you think that's a good idea. Right, I'm going to leave that there. I just saw this and I just had to do a video. Alligator Alcatraz. Just mind-blowing, isn't it? Ah, dear. Right, guys. I'll see you on my next video, which hopefully tomorrow will be me talking more about my previous job that I used to do with the events company. And it's going to be a good one. Make sure you give it a view. All right? And I'll see you over there. Catch you later.